Live from the heart of New York City, it's The Morning Show with Mike and Juliet. Thursday. Is cutting out the treadmill the secret to losing weight? What about eating all you want every other day? M&J investigates alternative weight loss plans that sound too good to be true.
Speaking of our country, I think our entire country is on a diet. It seems that way sometimes. So let's get started with another edition of M&J Investigates. Today's topic, alternative weight loss plans.
All right, first up, we're going to tell you about a diet that claims you only have to follow it every other day. That sounds amazing.
I could do that.
And you're still going to lose weight.
Most people on diets do not like them. And one of the biggest reasons for that, some experts claim, is because most of us are unable to restrict our eating on a daily basis. Whatever the diet, if it means we're going to eat less of what we want every day, then we will probably fail. But cheer up, depressed, deprived dieters. There is yet another new diet hitting bookshelves. And it says you don't have to diet every day. It's called the alternate day diet, or the up day, down day diet. Developed by this smiling man, Dr. James B. Johnson. The diet allows you to eat whatever you want and however much you want on an up day. Then the next day, a down day, you eat anywhere from 20 to 50% of your normal intake. You might think the catch here is obvious, that after a down day, you're going to be hungrier than usual. But Dr. Johnson says, nope. He claims his research shows your appetite will be normal or even decreased. And will your willpower hold out? Dr. Johnson says yes, claiming the secret is you can diet successfully for one day. We just can't do it every day. And guess what? Besides losing weight because you're eating less overall, Dr. Johnson says you will be healthier and live longer. For example, he points out studies in which animals fed 30 to 40% less calories than normal live 40% longer. So, could it be? Is there finally a diet we can go off every other day and still lose weight? Let's find out.
Let's find out for sure. Please welcome the creator of the alternate day diet, Dr. James Johnson.
And we also have joining us today on set Heidi Keystone, who says she went from a size 12 to a size 2 on the diet. I mean, you look amazing.
Wow, you look fantastic.
Also, our M&J panel investigates. Medical contributor Dr. Mark Siegel is here. And registered dietitian Carrie Gantz is here as well, and we're going to talk to them in just a second. But Doctor, nice of you to be here today.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
How does this whole thing work? We saw Mike told us a little bit about that in that package there, but you're on one day, off one day.
Yes, it originated in animal studies where they were feeding the animals every other day and had these benefits in extending their lifespan and better health. So I decided to try something where not eating nothing, but eating about 20%, which I thought would be about the minimum I could get by with. And I was looking for the health effects. But then I found that over a period of several weeks I was losing weight, and I felt that it might be useful as a weight loss program. Now, the major thing about it is the health effects. We've already published a study on asthma that shows that asthma subjects get better within a matter of days.
Do you think it works? Well, you say it works. Do you think it works because our discipline in this country is a little low? I can stay on a diet for one day.
Well, that's what I discovered, that I've been on diets all my life because I've always had this problem of being overweight, and those of us who tend that way will have this all of our lives.
You can't overeat on the up day. How many calories should we have on our up day?
Well, whatever you would normally eat and maintain a stable weight.
No, see, this is where I would be confused, because I would like to eat, for breakfast some cereal, afternoon maybe a pizza, for dinner, chicken. Right. But I'm concerned that I wouldn't know where the line would be to stop.
Well, there is some play in that, and the basic rule is that you just eat to the point of satisfaction and don't overeat. And if you're slightly overweight and you're eating normally and you don't gain or lose weight, that's a stable amount of calories. Now, one of my colleagues has shown that on the day when you're eating, even if you don't eat anything on the down day, that you only eat about 10% more.
It seems like it's working for Heidi, that's for sure. Let's take a look at Heidi's before and after pics here. Heidi, what was your top weight?
162.
What are you now, do you think?
120.
How quickly did this happen?
6 months.
So 6 months you lost how many pounds?
42. Yeah, 42.
All right. Was it easy for you to follow this diet?
Yes, very easy.
What were you doing when you were eating on your on days? What kind of foods were you eating?
I just ate a regular diet. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast eater. So for lunch, I'd have a salad, and I'd eat dinner with my family, starch, vegetable, meat.
How many calories do you think on your up day?
Probably no more than 1,500.
On your down day?
I stayed around 250 calories on a
Oh,
down
what is
day.
that? What is that, an apple?
That's low?
That's very low. I mean, most people do more than that.
What are you eating? 250? Whoa.
If I was hungry for breakfast, I'd get up, I'd eat a graham cracker and drink coffee.
Woo!
I usually wouldn't be hungry for lunch, so for dinner I would do something prepackaged where my calories were already counted for me. A cup of soup or frozen vegetables, anything that was already counted for me, so I didn't have to have the stress of counting my
You
own.
wouldn't get woozy. You would have energy.
I had more energy on the diet than I did before I actually started it.